Welcome to Cake with Care C and Kinetic. It is Tuesday, July 18th, 9 p.m. We are live to air like we are here every Tuesday, except for last Tuesday night. We were not here live. So hope you were able to catch up on some old podcasts that we have. For those who are new to us, we've been doing this for over a year now, right? About a year and a half, Kinetic.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to catch up on, a lot to go back in time with, listen to, laugh at. I don't know.
Mm.
there's get mad at because there's a lot of different opinions. Things get heated sometimes, but it's all good. Yeah, so it feels like it's been a minute, but summer, I swear, summer is just always a toss up. Like it's just like the craziest time of year for me. That and Christmas or holiday time, because there's so many holidays close in December, January. Um, but it just seems like I just kind of lose all concept of time and dates and all that good stuff in the summer, which I appreciate now as an adult because it's not really easy to do that, right? But um, just feels a little more relaxed, I guess is the point I'm trying to make. So,
Right.
but we are here and we're going to get into a few different topics. We have a special guest joining us in a bit. Um, she will be here within about 20 minutes or so. So we'll catch up with her, but I'll wait until she gets here to introduce you all to her. And yeah, if you want to invite some of your people to join the conversation, feel free to send them over to vexradio.com. Right at the top of the screen, you're going to see the link where you can click to find the link to join us. You could forward the link or actually just direct them to vexradio.com if that's easier for you. And I will be posting the link actually very soon on both vexradio.com and our YouTube page, the link where you can actually join the conversation and add to it if you'd like to. Uh, yeah, which people still tend to be shy or just not interested in joining the conversation. They'd rather just sit back and
Oh,
listen.
that ain't true. I got a lot of people saying that they're listening, but they know they're too shy to come on. I'm like, it's so
Yeah, I've
funny.
had people say like, I don't know what to say. No one wants to hear. And I'm like, no, like if you are listening and you hear something and you have an opinion or you made a comment to yourself or you made a comment, just call in and share that. You know what I mean? That's it. But I
A
guess
lot of
I
people saying this. It's the I guess what's called it's the Google Hangout. They forget to download that, so they don't know how to get on. It's like I got all these excuses, but like just download Google Hangout.
no, that's true too. Because I find more iPhone users kind of have that but then again, Android users have it. Usually it's installed, but they don't really mess with it. Like if you don't use it, you know what I mean? So I've
Yeah.
had to explain it to people too. Um, and I'm just like, just look for the app. And it's pretty much self-explanatory. Just and then with the link, just click on the link and it will take you through your app, whatever. So it's yeah, try it out tonight if you are listening and we touch a nerve and you want to express yourself, feel free to join us. And yeah, it doesn't have to, you don't have to join us for the whole show. You can actually join and make a comment and leave. It's, yeah. So don't feel like you're locked in or anything like that. But I would really, really appreciate people calling in. That was actually like when I used to be on air. Um, uh, gosh, it was so long ago. But I don't know if I've ever talked about this Project Bounce days. And so
Yeah.
I used to co-host a show Tuesday night live on Project Bounce, and yeah, that was dope. And we had people calling in, and it was a little different. And there was a
Radio though.
phone
It was
number.
radio. Yeah, it was a
No,
phone.
yeah, there was a phone number, and it was just different. But people would call in like crazy, and to the point where I was like, you know, some people just called like they called every week. Other people called, and didn't have much nice things to say. Not necessarily directed at me, but so those kind of calls. But it was crazy. But I mention it just to say I really enjoyed that part of the show, the interaction with listeners. So,
Right.
yeah, so feel free to join us. And like I said, we're talking about, well, we might as well just get into this whole mess, this whole R. Kelly thing, because it's been out, I guess, for a few days, but I just caught wind of it. Like, I think last night was the first time I heard anything
Hmm.
about, or yesterday at some point. It's the first time I heard anything about it. And my first reaction, without even knowing the details, not knowing any information, and forgive me if I'm wrong, but I was like, I'm not surprised. I'm not shocked. Like I, I mean, it sounds crazy the words they use and like this cult, and I mean, I don't know to what degree it is, but anything sex related, young girl related with R. Kelly is not too far fetched. It's not too hard to make the connection and believe it. I don't know. What was your first
Well, you know
reaction when
what?
you heard it?
I just yeah, I heard that R. Kelly was in the news again. And I just went. All I said was, please don't let this be involved with kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was just like, because you know, I mean, he has a history of dating young women. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like 18. Some say younger, but I mean, I don't know of any evidence of that. You know what I mean? He's
I think Aaliyah
been
was younger
acquitted.
than that. Aaliyah was younger than that when
I think
they were
yeah,
dating.
she got permission though. I think she got permission from her parents though. It was signed off, right?
Well, hey, I mean, permission or not, that's his type.
Yeah,
I mean, and if he's, you
yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean? So
yeah.
it's not that far
I'm
fetched.
not
Like to,
justifying it by any means. I'm not
no, no, no. I
justifying
hear
it.
what you're saying, though. Yeah. Hmm.
I'm just saying that what it comes down to is that I was just like, please do not be with any kids. Like, you know what I mean? Whatever it is. Like, I didn't know. I didn't get the full scoop, and I was like, you know,
Hmm. Hmm.
just R. Kelly, just do me a favor, man. That's like, you
Do
got away.
yourself a favor.
Yeah,
Gosh.
like you know what I mean. I was just like, yo, man, no, not again, my dude. Like that's all I said was no, not
Yeah.
again. So
I mean, go
I
ahead.
automatically thought that you know, it was gonna be, some scandal. I heard something about closet. As like he locked some kid in the closet and sexually abused her. You know
Oh
what I mean?
Lord.
Something
Hmm.
stupid. And as you said, it wasn't too far fetched. It wasn't too far fetched with him because you know what? We all know he's a freak.
Hmm.
So
Like many people are, and that's the thing.
it
It's like,
was.
uh, I.
But
So yeah,
he
the details
keeps
have come
getting
out. Hello. Sorry.
like,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
damn, man.
I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I'm just saying he keeps on getting caught. I said he keeps on getting caught.
Yeah. Sorry. um,
Yeah,
that's the thing.
sound
I mean, it's
disgusting.
been a minute. It's been a minute, I think, since his last. Actually, the last thing I heard that involved him with some drama was with a woman who I think was the husband was accusing her of cheating with R. Kelly, and R. Kelly, knowing that she was married, being with her, and it seemed like someone he knew for a while, but it also sounded like a grown woman. That fizzled off though. I heard a bit of it. I don't know what happened, but it didn't become as big because it wasn't as scandalous,
No,
I guess, right?
yeah,
It was like amongst grown people. I don't recall seeing an image or anything like that. So that, that always helps to sell these stories when you got images
yeah.
out
I
there and
remember.
stuff like that. And this one now, I mean, before, like you were saying, he keeps getting caught. I think it was
Yeah,
like
we should,
I think it
yeah,
was
we should get into
2008.
this. Like, yeah,
I think it was 2008 or something. He was charged with child, um, I think with having
sexual interference,
child
interference.
porn,
Yeah, like
or was it
sexual
pornography?
interference or something like that.
Yeah, but I think it was also images, video, pornography, stuff like
No, it's
that
like,
with
and yeah,
young. And
I
when
think it
they
was just
say
what it
child,
was that he was
Okay, I don't know if you're cutting out or you're pausing for me. But okay, so when they say child, like I'm thinking it's yeah, like 15, 16, underage, but I'm not going under 10. Like I don't know the details, but clearly they are minors in the eyes of the law, right? And so they could even be 17 years old. And I know he got off. He got off on that, and then there was something before that. Um, and then even with the Aaliyah situation, that wasn't so clear cut. And there's always been like I wasn't the type to follow and dig and get into people's like business, like even the celebrities. But I do remember the hot like the family, Aaliyah's family. I mean, the one thing they're not really out there. They don't really speak to the media, from what I got, and so some people they signed off, they supported, but I always got the impression that they were not happy. Like he kind of took her from them
Oh,
and from the
I thought he got permission. I mean, I thought it
see. No,
originally.
I could be wrong. I don't know why. I used to see things and it just seemed like he was, like he kind of took their little girl kind of thing. But I mean, so I don't know if you're a super Aaliyah or a Aaliyah super fan or something or R.
Well, that was
Kelly,
my
please
girl. What do you mean?
join us.
That was our Beyonce. You know, like
No, I know, but I'm telling people, anybody who's listening who, the super fans who follow every detail of their lives, please join,
yeah.
call in and shed some light on this situation. But I mean, it didn't even matter what, like, put the family aside. I think to the general public, knowing he was grown, R. Kelly had been around, and then Aaliyah, this young, attractive, star in the making, and everybody knew she was younger, and I think they actually kind of added a couple years to her age, people said.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think I mean, from the get-go, he started with having that reputation for someone who could be doing what he's doing right now. And the fact is he's not really in the public eye. I mean, he still has music out. He's still, I'm sure, like I don't know his finances, but I'm pretty sure he's still good financially. And which is why, like when I saw this young lady on the video, which I'm about to post, I think, yeah, I don't think I posted it yet on my Instagram, but who is supposed to be one of the captives or one of his six,
Yeah.
I think it's about
Well, I
six.
think we should for the people that don't know. I think we should go cover that. Because it's a fresh
Yeah,
story,
no,
but
I was just gonna say, so they are
so yeah, we should just give an overview.
right. So one of these women, and she has spoken out in um, defense of the
Honestly,
situation
yeah,
and kind of like to
that's
say, you know what, I'm where I want to be, I'm happy. And meanwhile, there was a press conference recently with her parents speaking out against him, R. Kelly, and asking him to release their daughter, and saying that he has her brainwashed and basically is controlling her. And as well as, I don't think they really spoke on other women, but there were other people speaking on the fact that he has a group of young women living in this living situation with him, and they are being held captive and being
yeah.
controlled.
This
There was another young woman who spoke, someone who used to be a part of this clique, I
no,
guess.
no, it wasn't really part of it. That's what I was saying. I think we should just backtrack a little. So basically, what
Mhm.
it comes down to is that just to update the people and to complement what Kara C has said is that basically what's happened is that R. Kelly's been accused of being a leader or a part of a sex cult that has five women living in captive, and he's basically manipulating and controlling them, brainwashing them, and it's a sexual cult. So basically, he has a woman that's 18, one that's 19, or allegedly one that's 18, 19, 25, 26, and 31. And they live in this situation. I guess it's a studio or something like that, and they have to ask him permission to leave.
Mhm.
And what has been so what is, as Kirsi had said, is that a one of the secretaries or assistants to him, a former assistant, said basically he's a
Oh, you
manipulative
cut
puppet
out.
master, and
Okay.
he has complimented this that he has this sex cult thing going on, and what had happened in because of this, what has happened as a PR move, I guess, what the parents came out and says basically that her, basically she doesn't talk to them, whatever it may be. She's shied away from him. He's controlling her, and then she came out and said basically defended R. Kelly and defended the situation and said she's not being brainwashed. She is happy. She is safe. She's where she wants to be, and denying this whole situation. So it's kind of like parents saying that, hey, my child is being brainwashed and kidnapped and made a part of this cult, and a woman that used to be his former assistant kind of not directly saying that he is that, but saying he's a puppet master and very manipulative, and that um, giving a idea or lending to the idea that this may be true. And then we have the girls, the girl that of her, the girl's parent. I'm sorry, the girl whose parents had said to her, I think it was CNN or something that she went on to, that she's being manipulated and controlled and held captive as a sexual slave or sexual cult member, has denied it totally and said that she's happy. So that's the basis or the paraphrase of the allegations against R. Kelly.
Mhm. Here
Are you
comes
there?
the popo. No. Yeah. And I don't know, you cut out a bit, so I don't know if you were speaking on the
Oh,
woman that I saw today that I who said, I mean, from what I heard, she said she was um in that situation. She said she was a part of the group, or I don't, I can't, I'm not quoting her exactly, but she said, and she participated in and witnessed acts that she was not comfortable with, and she was inside, and she was the one who explained that you have to get permission from him um
yeah, to leave. Yeah,
I mean, to leave, to sorry, you got to get permission to do everything basically. She said to take a bath or shower, to eat, to go to a different room. So it's like it's a house situation. Um and then also participate in these acts that she didn't really elaborate on, but the fact that they're referring to it as a sex cult, then you know what I mean. You're kind of put two and two together and figure it has to do with, like, a lot of these acts that she's referring to are sexual. So, but my thing is, okay, now you hear this. She left. I don't know how she left, but she was able to leave, so she left. And I'm thinking, if the parents, like, I'm kind of torn because I'm like, if your daughter's in this situation, and whether or not she made this video saying, I'm happy where I am and blah blah blah, if she's, because I don't know her exact age, but they're not all
apparently
minor.
she's
Right.
19.
And right. And so I thought it was 18, sorry. And old enough to make her own decisions, kind of thing. And it's like, if the parents are not happy with that, it's like, at what point did he enter her life? At what point were you aware of this? You know what I mean? And were you um trying to, I mean, what I'm trying to figure out, what at this point, which, I mean, it's very limited information, is what makes this illegal, what makes this a crime, versus there are some people who want to be around R. Kelly and want to enjoy what he has to offer. And yeah, how are they proving otherwise? And the one person that I've seen so far that has spoken on it, she's actually out. Like, so she's not, calling from a secret room in there crying and saying, "Come get me. This is what's happening." She was free to go. He actually has also, I mean, one of the pictures I posted today, she He has a new young girlfriend who's, I mean, he's public with. They've been out, they've attended events with. She happens to be 19 as well, like a younger person. But it's like at that age, technically, they can make their own decisions. You know what I mean? So this is where I'm kind of confused at like how it becomes um,
Illegal, yeah.
a crime because I saw someone post actually just tonight a side by side. I was going to post it, but I'm like, a side by side of R. Kelly with his young girlfriend and Hugh Hefner. Is it Hugh Yeah, Hugh Hefner, right? Playboy dude
Yeah.
with one of his young chicks. And we know his situation. He's up in the Playboy mansion with like 10 blonde, no disrespect to these women, but yeah, these chicks and they, I mean, who knows what goes on in there with them? Like we've got little glimpses and stuff, but and it's a life that I mean you wouldn't want for their child, but at the same time, I mean, they make their decision to go and live this life and you know have maids and clothes and the glamorous life and I mean that's their choice and I don't see anybody going after him and it's been public. I mean, I think they've had reality shows based on these people. So I'm like, what's the difference, you know?
Well, there's a lot of stuff to process about what you're asking, and I
I'm saying
think
a
one of the things
lot.
that, yeah, I think one of part of the main part of this is that not in defense of Hugh Hefner at all, or the
Mhm,
polygamous lifestyle, like I mean anything of that nature. Well, I think what it is comes down to R. Kelly is that Hugh Hefner has always been very open and has open parties, and everybody's he's very adamant that these women are there at their own will. This situation is that R. Kelly has a studio, I guess, with rooms in it, and the allegation is, and I'm not saying that R. Kelly's guilty or defending him either. Straight
mhm,
allegations from what we know, just presenting the what is known or the quote unquote uh, surrounding input or data, or I wouldn't say facts, but you know
mhm,
circumstantial evidence. Is that R. Kelly has this, as I said, studio with rooms, and he has like with these five women, and they're not allowed to leave the rooms unless they're given permission. They can't, basically they can't eat, they can't do anything. If you want to, if for those who wanna or are listening and want to find out more, you can always go to BuzzFeed News and Google R. Kelly there, right? And that'll pop up. It'll give you all information. And it wasn't just one woman that came across. It was actually three former women
mhm,
that complimented this. And it also says that those three women were, were assistants or engaged with this, and that he's brainwashing them and stuff of that nature. So I guess what it comes down to is that also they call it den mother, that trains these women before. So she basically, I guess she's training them about what he likes sexually. So obviously, there's a lot of women that initially want the claim to fame, and they might be gold diggers or they might be doing down for whatever to get the fame and get put on. Because let's face it, R. Kelly is a superpower celebrity in that world. He can make or break somebody. So I think what it comes down to is just like the ordinary girl that does the casting couch to get on a video to get next to a star is
mhm,
probably the same thing as basically, what, they come, they're probably, maybe they're gold diggers, maybe they're not, maybe they're looking for the fame, maybe it was innocently positioned, and then this woman is now training them, and now they are part of this, you know alleged cult, or maybe it's something that thing. But the thing is that I can understand the 18 and 19-year olds, but when you get to like the women that are you know a little bit older, I don't know how long this has
mhm.
been going on, but the one that I think it was at 36, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not quite right. I'm not quite sure if it was 36 or whatever it is. But when you get to that age, like 31, 26, 25, the 18, 19-year-olds, I can see. If you've been in this situation long term, then you know, then you're brainwashed. Then it doesn't matter how old you are. You could be 50. You're still, you know, you're brainwashed to the situation. So, but me about this whole thing is the three women coming out about this now. Like, if they knew about this and this was always happening, why didn't they allege this before? You know, it's
Mm.
like after fact, or you know, just like the whole Bill Cosby situation, you know, where you know one woman came forward, then 150 women came forward, right? And then 99% of them were dismissed. It's like the same thing. These women, if you were so concerned for these 18, 19-year-olds, you know, and you're coming out about it now, why didn't you come about it when you left or you were out of this? Like,
See, I don't know
that's the thing.
how long it's been going on. It doesn't seem like it's. I'm not sure how long it's been going on.
Yeah, well,
So that might be.
that's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know either.
So
But that's what,
it
and
might actually be kind of fresh. And then I think behind the scenes, like legal, if anybody's taking legal action, or because it sounds like the father of one of the young ladies, the one who's actually, I think her name is Joycelyn something, the one who's um
yeah, I haven't
Joycelyn
been.
something. I'll get her name. But who at the young girl that has released, it's now a couple of short tapes, and TMZ I think posted she I don't know, she's in a room and speaking to a camera, and people say it looks like, and I did watch it, and it does look like she's being monitored, or like someone's kind of helping her through it to say, no, 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 don't answer that kind of thing. Because there was like, it was an interview type situation. And so a couple of questions she refused to answer, as far as one of them was, are there other women? And she's like, no, I'm not. That's something I'm not going to answer right now. And then I think as far as where she's located, another, that was something else she refused to answer. And so it looked like, and my sister pointed out something about a shadow, so you could tell there was someone behind the cameras who was like kind of coaching her. So and it, by the sounds of it, the father, you know, the way the press conference was set up, I think there are some, you know, some lawyers involved, and so it may have been, you know, listen, we got to get things in order, and that may have um caused people not to come out and say it. So it may, this may have been going on for a minute behind the scenes, and now it's being made public for whatever reason, I guess, to get kind of put that pressure, or maybe to attract other people who've been there, been through it, and now they can join in and share. Listen, R. Kelly, for a grown, talented, successful man, you should not be a part of anything like this. And the fact that this is not the first, the second, the third, like you have your whole career, like the last 20 years of your life basically have been like on and off sexual drama. When there's smoke, there's fire. Like this is not impossible. And as much as I'm my question is, okay, let me see how this is illegal. Let me see how this is wrong, or this is not just a group of people who've made a decision to be in a situation that involves sex that is really none of our business. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, sorry, no disrespect to the parents, if you don't really have that kind of relationship or quote unquote control over your child, you know what I mean? It's one of these things where it's touchy. And I mean, as a parent, you never want to see your child in a situation that you as an adult can see that's not the best for you, and it's not going to take you anywhere. But at the same time, that's not um, necessarily illegal on, like, on the part of the person they're with. You know what I mean? It's just unfortunately like your situation sucks, like with your child. And I mean, I'm a parent, I have a young child, and there are situations that, I mean, we're not there yet. And if I see my child in a situation where I believe she's going to be going down the wrong road, believe me, I'm going to be involved. I don't care how crazy psycho I look, but I will be involved in somehow, some way. But I think if lawyers and things can be involved, there's got to be something to it. And for that reason, R. Kelly, mm-mm. You're gonna have to prove me wrong and everybody else, because it's just I
Well,
don't get it. Like,
yeah, but here's the thing. Here's my thing, right?
hmm,
As you said, there where there's smoke, there's fire, right? Or there's usually fire. But sometimes where there's smoke is just smoke. Now,
for 20 years, there's been
is
smoke
this? What
and
I'm saying is,
piss.
we all know. We all know. There's three
I'm
things. There's three
sorry.
things that we do know. Yeah, there's three things that we do know is that R. Kelly is a freak. He likes young women, right? And he's very sexual. He's a very sexual person in terms
And
of
absolutely nothing wrong
liberty.
with that. Hmm.
Right. This is my point. This is exactly
Right.
my point though. My
Right.
point is that as long as they're legal women in a legal situation, if they, I'm not gonna, and again, I'm not defending R. Kelly,
Hmm.
but I'm not gonna publicly crucify the guy unless he's proven guilty. Like if he's with 18-year-olds, 19, 20, and it's legal in that state, and listen, man, you might be a freak, you might live different than me, but if you got it like that, that's you, bro.
Exactly. And
But
the young women too. I mean, if they make that
if he's
decision,
doing
it's on them.
anything illegal, yeah. But if he's illegal, because we all know these stars, they get bored of normal sex, and we're just talking about. I'm just generalizing in terms of like these guys get sex every day. They go on the road, they get toured, they get 5, 6, 10 women. So eventually, sex becomes normal. So and if
Regular, boring. Hmm.
they're freaks,
I
yeah.
know regular
If
guys
they're
like
freaks
that
in any
too.
manner, right? Well, yeah.
That ain't
I'm
only for
not
the
denying
celebrities.
that. Yeah, yeah. No,
Okay.
at the end of the day, I'm not denying that of anybody. I can't put nothing past nobody. At the end of the
Hmm.
day, though, what I'm saying is these guys get more sex than the average Joe. So we understand that they're inventive and seeking a little more adventurous sex, right? We
Hmm.
might call it deviant behavior. They to them they've been doing it. They're normal. And let's fake it. Let's
I
face
call
it.
it their
Humans
business.
are
Yeah.
saying humans are humans, right? So it doesn't matter whether you're a celebrity or not. The only difference you get more access to everything. So at the end of the day, if these women, by all means, these women are there at their own free will, then who are we to judge? And it's none of my business. But
True.
anyhow, it turns out that any of these women are being confined, controlled, and manipulated into this sex, quote unquote, alleged sex cult. Nail that guy to the wall, destroy him like they tried to do Bill Cosby. Never buy
And
another
see,
record from this guy. Strip him of every award that he's ever won. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
destroy this dude because
And that's where I'm kind of at,
it's
because I'm
not your
like,
fault.
this
You're
is,
destroying people's lives. Yeah.
it's like how many, yeah, I mean, I'm like you, I'm not judging, I'm not jumping to any conclusions, but it's just the way this is unfolding, it's hard to believe that there's nothing more to it, or there isn't anything concrete to it. And then based on his past, it's not hard to um believe. And you know what I mean? You're supposed to start honestly, you are supposed to start with a um what's the word? Just from a place of no judgment, neutral
Yeah.
place.
You're neutral.
Like, you're not
Neutral.
supposed to bring it,
You're
because
you're
someone could
you're
be
innocent before you're guilty.
exactly. And I mean, you could have been, you could have committed a murder before, like, or I don't know. I'm just using something, a murder before. That doesn't mean that the murder you're being accused
You
of
did it
now
again.
you
Yeah.
automatically, right? So, I mean, this is why, again, I agree with what you're saying, but at the same time, it's like, you know what? If R. Kelly, the way you've been moving, and actually, people in the industry, I remember over the years, uh, people have, other industry insiders, you see their reactions to things, and a lot of times it's like, yeah, you know, stuff goes down, but I'm not one to talk. I'm not going to say it, but they give that little laugh or that no comment kind of thing. I forget where I saw it. It was like some guys from back in his era, like, you know, the beginning, like, of his time, like the R&B era of that time. It wasn't, oh my gosh, I'm like, no names, nothing's coming to me right now. But anyway, um,
Mhm.
and they would know him, you know what I mean, from back in that time, like
No,
early 90s, you know
I,
what I mean? And
yeah.
so, um,
I
and
have
it
a
was
friend
almost
that went
like
to
it was
school with him, and they said
right, and
he
it was
always
almost like a
been like,
no comment kind of, and I'm like,
yeah,
yeah, they kind of, they're basically co-signing, like saying, yeah, he's like whatever. But I mean, being a freak, and I mean that has helped him with his music, right, and his sales, and that's a big part of his appeal to his audience. Like his music, yo, sometimes like when I go back and I put in R. Kelly, like, you know, a CD or whatever, it's like, yo, this man was dope. And then for him to even the height, like where
yeah,
he rose to, I mean, even above and beyond that and reaching a larger market. And I mean, and he's talented. I will not take that away from him. Um, it's just like if you're willing to risk it. I mean, there are some beautiful women who look very young. You know what I mean? So if that's
yeah,
your
right,
thing, play it
yeah,
safe. Get with a grown woman that just looks the part and do all you can. Just, I mean, just be on the safe side. Be smart about it. You know what I mean? And no one should have it to tell this man. What is he? Almost 50, or he's about
yeah.
50?
It's
No, like,
50, yeah, 50.
yeah, we
Like, I
shouldn't
mean,
have
the
to
thing
be
is
instructing R. Kelly about that.
that R. Kelly is, I believe that, it's like kind of like this. You know what? If you get like you'll have fear of bees, but when you get stung by a bee, it's not that you want to get bitten by a bee, but you have less fear of it because you went through the process and you got away with it. Like, you know what I mean? So I think
Hmm.
that's what's really happened with R. Kelly. He's been accused of this so many times. Like, what else can go wrong? I'm above the law. I've gotten away with this. I've
Mm,
never had to, all the time. So you know what? I can do this and get away with it. And I think what it comes down
yeah.
to is like, there's certain people that are just not. They're not smart. They don't have the right people around them.
Mhm. But like you said, that's a big one is they get to the point where they're above the law and they're above just what's normal to us. You know what I mean? And everyday people who would have to worry about certain things and they think they don't because of their fame, their fortune, and just the world that they're in, and they're protected by different, in different ways. But well, like you said, if he is doing dirt, and I mean, if it is violating these women, then he needs to it really needs to be done with this time, and whatever they can do in the law, like do it. And because it's not so much about him and going after him and this hate for him, because I personally don't care, but it's what it sends out to other people. And I mean, that's what, at the end of the day, I think is the bigger thing for me. Like, you have fans, male and female, and you influence them, and it just needs to stop. Yeah, at some point. So if this is part of helping that, then that's what it is. There's some other celebrities not doing any dirt, but other things going on. But before we touch on that, welcome, Miss Forever Blessed.
Thank you for
Hello.
having me.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. It's been
In a
so
while, man.
long.
I
Yeah.
know it's well overdue.
I know, but I know you've been very busy
Yes.
based
I've
on
tried.
your social media, your Instagram specifically. I see you doing the most. Um, so I thought, yeah, we should catch up and see what's going on with you. So, because you haven't been on for like I would say a good year,
It's
and
been almost a year. Like
yeah.
ever since my friend passed away, I just wasn't really able to do much.
Oh, sorry.
So I
Okay.
had to take a time away from everything, and then eventually I had to gain my momentum and get back to life.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Hmm.
glad you're able to do that. So tell us what you've been doing. lately.
God.
I mean, if you look at, listen, people, go to Forever Blessed. Like if you go, the number 4, and how is it? Is it EVBR?
EVR
Right, EVR Blessed.
BLESD.
All
That's
right,
like all my social handles pretty much.
check her out. And I don't know the list of um titles that you have. I don't even know how many are there, but yeah, you check her out and you see what she's all into. But for now, you can tell us. And I just want to take this time right now for anybody listening who wants to join the conversation. I've actually posted the link on our YouTube page, and I'm about to post it on the Vex Radio page if you want to call in and give your opinion on the R. Kelly story we were just talking about, or ask us any questions in the meantime. But so yeah, give us
Well,
give us a
let's
little
see.
update.
I can give you a little update. Most recent, as of July 10th, it was my birthday. But happy birthday to
Oh,
me.
happy belated.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
So that was great. Enjoyed that time with family and friends.
Okay.
Work-wise, I've been covering events with different and going to different events with different artists. Most recently on Thursday. Was it Thursday? It was Thursday. I had gone to Solitaire's private listening event for this new artist he has coming out, Yana, sorry.
Okay.
And she's pretty dope. You guys should also check her out.
Oh, nice.
Her name is I Am Yana Ray. IAMYOANARAE.
Okay.
And she has some pretty cool music that's about to hit the airwaves soon. Aside from that, I've just been doing my typical PR for different businesses, a couple artists, things of that nature. Also, I'm now into selling Times Square billboards. So if anybody's interested in...
Oh, that's what that's about. Because I was going to ask you about. I saw, I don't know, about a month ago or maybe a little longer. I saw you.
Yeah, I was on a Times Square billboard about a month ago.
Yes.
And that was in regards to a website that I edit and blog for, Madison J, which is this dope media queen in New York.
Okay.
So we have a lot of things that we're working on, but partnering with her, and I've also been able to get involved with selling Times Square billboards and just so many different things.
So how does that work? So tell me now, how does that work? Who are you working with for? What?
So at the end of the day, I am forever blessed, and I have my own independent contractor.
All right.
And depending on who or what, I will partner with different people, and we will work together to make things happen depending on. Overall, I work in the entertainment industry, and a variety of different things is what I do because I don't believe in limiting myself.
Okay.
So whereas like you could see, I do on my Instagram, I have things like hairstylist and actress and songwriting and all those things. They're all things that I've done. But if it is that the opportunity provides itself, I will still do it. So that's why I have them up there. And it just all depends. Like when it involves creativity, I'm your girl. When it regards like entertainment on a whole, I'm your girl. Just hit me up and we could see what we could work out depending on what it is.
So just talent, no limits.
No limits.
I like that.
But, you know? So yeah, there's that. And then I have like my clothing line and everything is coming out soon. So you guys can stay tuned for that. Like I'm just working on a whole bunch of different things.
Okay.
So
how do you balance it all? Let me just ask you on a personal level. How do you balance it all? Not to say, I know you're saying you're not actively doing everything listed. You say you have the experience, you have the talent, it can work, but it sounds like some of the things you're doing are ongoing. So
yeah,
keeping it all
really depends
balanced.
on the day. I have it scheduled, So like Monday to Tuesday, or what is it? Monday, Tuesday, I'll work on a couple things here. Wednesday, Thursday, like even when it comes to like my PR days or whatever have you, those are a full week thing. But the majority of my work is done on Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. So
Okay.
it's like I divvy up the days and cater them to certain things depending on.
Mhm.
So it's just a work in progress. It takes a lot of work, especially when you're working for yourself.
Of course.
So I have to really be on the go and get my hand into everything I can possibly get it in.
It
Like
Well,
at
sounds
this
like you're.
I mean,
point,
any
I-
projects that you're working on, you can always hit us up, right? Any people that you're publicizing that you think that would be great to get some little extra PR on our show, send them forth and we'll
yes,
get them
I
on,
will
right?
definitely do that. I will definitely do that. And I
So
have
you.
mentioned you guys did the show before. So
Oh, okay. Well, thank you.
yes.
Have you heard about this whole R. Kelly mess? I'm hearing echo. What's going on?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, I don't know. Okay, better now, I think. Yeah, now it's gone. Um, so have you heard about this whole R. Kelly situation?
I've heard bits and pieces of it.
Oh, okay.
I haven't heard the full thing, to be honest with you.
Okay, to get
I
really
do
into.
know
Mhm.
that R. Kelly has had his time
Mhm.
with women in the papers, in the media, and it's sad that he's back at this point, like 20 years later.
Right?
So if you could maybe give me a little scoop, maybe a little.
Oh, no, we talked that out, right? So forget
Okay.
that one. But well, it's and you know what? There's still it seems very early in the whole situation, so there's more to come. So,
So are they basically, just a summary? They're saying that he did something again, or
yeah,
Yeah,
like he basically go ahead, Kinetic.
yeah, no, I was saying basically what it comes down to is that R. Kelly is in the news for now heading up a alleged sexual cult of 5 women from the ages 18 to 31, and that he basically imprisons them, and they can't move. They're being trained as slaves, I guess, sex slaves, and that they
wow?
can't move. They can't move outside their room unless he says so. And he's a puppet master, and he's manipulating them, and the parents have lashed out. Parents have come forth and said that their 19-year-old daughter is being being a sex slave against her own will. She has come out on camera and said that, no, I'm happy where I'm at. They don't know where she is. And, but she's happy where she's at. She's not being held. So she's kind of defended R. Kelly in that stance. But 3 other ladies, ex-assistants or people that have been involved with R. Kelly intimately in that respect, have said that is true. So it's kind of like a tug of war, and the media is just fresh right now. A lot of allegations, but no proof.
It's sad, you know. It's sad that in today's society, especially, people aren't mature enough, and especially him. I would not like to put all the blame on him because I
Mhm.
don't know the full situation when it comes to these ladies.
Mhm.
But it's like you have to look at the fact that as a grown man, if it is that you're going to be entertaining certain thoughts and dominatrix style and whatever, you need to be mindful as an industry man what type of women you're getting yourself involved in, especially how you've already been in a similar situation in the past. And when it comes to these girls, like, it's kind of messed up that they're getting themselves involved with these men, knowing what the intentions are and having seen what the industry can do, and they're still I don't know, they're still trying to manipulate,
Mhm.
and
I
it's
My
mean,
not
thing is, my
fair.
thing is this. I think it just comes down to is that R. Kelly, you get 1 strike, 2 strike, 3 strike. You know what? No, you just take time and you just leave well enough alone. Like you don't have any more chances. You're supposed to be just careful, and if you're gonna even be a part of this thing, if you're gonna do your freakiness, if that's what's happening, then make sure you have your consent forms and make sure you have
Well, this is
everything in
it.
place. And you know what I mean? Like you can't afford no more of these. You get no more chances.
No, It's messed up on both sides as far as I'm concerned. Because at the end of the day, like I said, he's already been there, done that. So he should know that he should set himself up to where he's with girls that are about it, for lack of a better word.
There you go.
And when it comes to these girls, it's like if the man has you up in a hotel wanting to do this, that, and the third, what did you think was gonna happen? And then for you to come again, it's like you're asking for it because you've already been there, done that with him. It doesn't really make sense. And even still, if it is that he's trying to bring you somewhere and he's having certain talks with you, then that is for you to say no and get up and walk away. If it is that he held them against their own will, then that's a different talk. But if you're there and you want to cry after the fact, it doesn't really make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't promote that.
And this is it. And I'm thinking, but, when it... the part, like earlier in the conversation, I know I was saying, well, where does it become illegal, and where is it a problem if you have young but still legal people in there, women, like if the youngest is 18 and they can still consent to being there on their own. I'm saying, okay, where does it become illegal? But now when I'm really thinking about it, I mean, I don't even think a husband in a legal marriage, let's say, a husband or a wife could, in a home, dictate to the other when you can bathe or shower, when you can eat, what, getting permission to leave one room to go to another room. That in itself is, if true, nobody should have to live under those conditions. And there's something very wrong with it. And that's what one of the ladies who had been on the inside spoke about today, saying that's the type of situation it is. So, I mean, actually, whether or not...
Let's keep in mind, though, sorry to cut your bill there, but before... I said, let's keep in mind, though, there are people out there that want to live that lifestyle as well. They want to be controlled. You know what I mean? So, and let's face it. Let's face something. No 19, 18, 21, 50-year-old person is going to go to their parents and say, yeah, I want to be a sub.
Well, this is it.
Even if they are living this lifestyle, nobody said that they weren't willingly doing it. What has been alleged, from my understanding, is that, what the parents are saying, that he's keeping them like this. The three women have said, yes, this is confirmed that this is going on, but nobody has said that he's doing anything illegal.
Okay.
Well, they are, because they are saying that you are, once you're holding someone or controlling someone, and the parents are saying that he's brainwashed, and this is where the lawyers have to figure out legally how that is wrong, but it is wrong. And I mean, if we take away the fact that he's a celebrity, and take away the fact that, we know he's a sexual guy, and he made hits off of that, and some of R. Kelly music we can still bump and grind to today, and blah blah blah, whatever you want to say. Now change the situation to someone who's not successful, who is not physically attractive at all to anybody. Just picture the creepiest looking man that you can, and for whatever reason he has young women. It changes the whole situation in people's minds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I mean, this is where that could also have affected the women going into the situation, because just like you said, they probably they wouldn't go to their parents and say, okay, actually I like to be treated like this, and I like all that, you know what I mean? I like to be peed on, and I like, very rare do people have those kind of conversations with their parents, so they don't know. However, and I get that there are some people with that who are down for that lifestyle, but at the same time, R. Kelly could have, like the parents are saying, like, this is what I'm getting, he could have sold a totally different situation, and it's like, this is the me and you kind of situation, and then it turns out like, no, it's actually him, me, and a few other girls, and then they realize once it's a little too late and they're already in there. So I mean, I don't know. But the
It
fact
can,
that R. Kelly's name is being, I mean, the fact that he's in this situation to me, it's just slack on his part. And it's like,
yeah,
I think we're all saying the same thing. Like,
it is.
if you're going to play this game, be smart about it, especially in this time and
With older
age with
women, where you don't have little mommies coming and saying, "Oh, you did this to my child." Like, why are you with these little girls in the first
And that's
place?
what I was saying. I was like, there are women who are, like I was saying earlier, who are grown and legal and, yeah, won't have their parents coming after you, but they actually look young. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
they look a lot younger than they are. So, I mean, if that's your thing, and there are
Mhm.
women, like we've all said, that are, they
About
like
that
to be
life.
submissive and they like to be, as long as you could pay their way, they're good. They'll listen to anything you say. So I don't
And
know. R. Kelly just, mm-mm.
It could also be an
actually,
opportunity for the mothers or the parents, whoever it is, to try and manipulate the situation into getting money from
yes,
him
money.
as
Yeah.
well. Because these girls could very well be about that life. But because
Well,
the
that's what I
parents
said
have found
earlier.
out, they're trying to like, oh yeah, let's get in. You know what I mean? So
It could have been a setup from start too.
yeah, very
You know.
well.
But I do want to
True, but I don't
rebuff
believe
something.
that. I don't believe it.
Yeah, I want to rebuff something.
Mhm.
I said earlier that the parents were about it. No, actually, you were actually correct. Aaliyah was
Oh,
15 years
Aaliyah's
old.
parents.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Aaliyah, and it was annulled when the parents found out about it.
Mm-hmm.
right.
Yeah, I
And
said,
this is what,
I thought they were. Yeah, but
yeah,
you're
but there's been a lot of things said, and I think those parents have been so private, we don't even know. But yeah, I do remember something like that, like they weren't
Yeah, they
down.
weren't pleased that with that one at
And
all.
if you look at that, to say 15 years old, and he was supposed to be working with her, like producing music, and he got into this young woman's mind. I'm sure it wasn't hard, and I mean, it was 20 years ago or around
well, she's
that.
years old, and he's a big superstar.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was going to say. And R. Kelly was R. Kelly, you know what I mean, at the
Yeah.
height. One of the heights, because he's had his peaks, and but the fact is, we've seen it happen. Like, we've seen you with someone we know and can identify, 15 years old. And the thing is, as much as we can understand the attraction, the appeal, because they're not the first, large age gap couple that
Right.
have been around, and especially with the man being powerful and popular and all that stuff and can enhance their career. But there are other guys out there too, and I mean, just the average girl, like, I don't know, Trevor Bless. I mean, I can go back in time and say, when I was younger, you do kind of look to older, like, and if an older guy does look at you, it means something a little
You
different
feel
than,
a little extra special.
yeah, than just your
Oh,
age.
you know.
You're not really looking at someone your age. Mind you, at 15, I was not looking to take no man and step to no
Not at all.
altar with no
My
man.
head
Like,
was still in my Barbies.
but this is what I'm saying. But this is what I'm saying. So think about 15 years old
Yeah.
stepping into a lifelong relationship with a man. He did some work on Aaliyah's mind, her young mind.
Well,
And I
this is
mean,
it.
this is it. Like, you've done it, we've seen it, and now, how many years later, you're being accused of the same thing, but in a more
But
slap
you
kind
know
of
what?
way. It's like, no, R. Kelly, this is why, already going into this, I'm not even giving you the benefit of the
No.
doubt. I can't.
Yeah.
Mind you,
There's too many situations of this occurring, so it
yeah.
seems to be his thing. But now I'm looking at it as like, maybe he's in it because he has that freakish side and whatever have you. Yeah, but maybe he's leaning towards these young girls again now for the sake of trying to rejuvenate himself and give him that bounce back confidence, because you still need to know if you
Well,
still
no,
got
but
it
the
the
thing
older you get.
I think it's always
but
been his
there's
side.
a 31-year-old woman there, a 25-year-old woman. Like, okay, the 18, 19s, I get it, but there's a 31-year-old woman. She doesn't need
And
to
I
be
mean,
beat.
no, but you know what? Like you said, but like you were saying earlier, is that even at 31, you can be manipulated and controlled, and it depends on,
Well,
it's a lot to do with your
the lifetime,
personality
yeah,
type, you know what I mean, and who
yeah.
you are
Mm-hmm.
and your experiences, and if you're a vulnerable person. But then this is where the law now doesn't really protect you as much at that stage to say, okay, well, we expect you to know better. We expect you to, you know what I mean? And like you were saying, Forever Blessed, like mommy and daddy probably aren't going to be running out for the 31-year-old, you know what I mean? But it's, and honestly, there are a lot of women that choose certain lifestyles that we wouldn't even understand or we wouldn't choose for ourselves, you know what I mean? And because they're not trying to put in too much work or go stress their brain or go to school and I'm not saying that these women are not educated and hardworking women, but there, like I'm saying, there are women who choose a path that is a little quicker and easier. And
Right.
especially when they're cute, you know what I mean? When they're super cute, they just think, yeah, I have this option, why not? So it's complicated. We'll see, I guess, how
The cookie
far it
crumbles.
goes.
Yeah.
And but
Like I
yeah,
hope
it's
he's learned after this is all said and done.
whatever.
Like I really hope we don't hear this in like the next 10, 15 years.
Well, I was gonna say something, but there's a lot of help for men. He can keep going, but I don't know. And some people, I think it's just the thrill. They just like the excitement of doing something that they know is not really what they should be doing, kind of thing. And
Yeah,
maybe
I
R.
get that.
Kelly, maybe he needs some damn help too. Like
Right?
like we're thinking he's coming from like, the best place mentally. Maybe he's kind of messed up. And I'm not saying that, and it's not just a sexual thing, because just like rape is not sexual, it's a power thing, it's a control thing. And this type of situation, although sex is involved, it's not. When you're trying to control when someone can go clean their body, feed their
Yeah,
body,
that's a whole nother
move
level
their
of
body,
abuse.
you are controlling somebody. That's beyond that. So take the sex out of it. No, that's not normal. And take the sex out of it and think about someone telling your child or telling your best friend what to do, when they can
Yeah.
do it. They can be on the phone. No, you can't be on social media. Not even
Yeah,
someone that you
that can't
commit
work with
to.
me. I'm sorry.
Right? Be
No,
like
no, no. I'm not the one for that. I'll tell you
looking
that.
over my shoulder, like, who? What you talking to? Because
Well, this is it. I will ask you straight, do I look like your child? What do you think this is?
and
Oh
I'm
no.
telling you, even children know their rights. Now you can't just
Yeah.
be like that. Like, I mean, yes, I can, but at some point they will flex on you too. And so I don't know. That doesn't it's just crazy. And I mean, as far as the parents, like I said, no disrespect to them. And honestly, you don't raise your children to get to a point where, trying to raise them to be independent, strong-minded individuals to then release into the hands of someone that's going to control them like that. And there's something seriously wrong with and something seriously wrong with someone, like I was saying, who think and gets off on controlling people like that. Like, I think, and so that's where, no, R. Kelly, this time you don't even, I'm not even giving you that clean
Because I can
slate.
understand
All
the
I know is that
whole.
What?
I can understand the whole freak and the things, like whatever you want to do in your bedroom, that is
Yeah.
on you. You know what I mean? Or even if you want to take it outside, wherever, that's on you. But when it is that you're talking about manipulating the minds of people to the level of controlling things that should not be controlled, like, oh, I don't know, it's just the next level. Role playing, I can get that. It's cool, do you? But this is just another level. Another level.
I mean, what it really comes down to, if R. Kelly is actually found guilty, I am done with today. That's all I know.
He's coming
He
for
has
you
no more
too, R.
teeth in
Kelly.
my book.
For real, eh?
Yeah, he I hope he can find some kind of peace. You know what it is? He needs Jesus.
That's
Yes.
it. Let us pray for R. Kelly
Right?
tonight.
Let's pray for all of them because
Oh gosh, Robert, yeah, Kelly. But so in other news, I mean, I didn't want to touch on this one, but we haven't been, because we weren't here last week, so we didn't really get to touch on this. But this whole and I'm not an expert in this whole story too, because I just think it's just nonsense. But this whole you know what I'm going to talk about, I think. This whole Rob
And
Kardashian, and Black China, and
China.
now, not so much what led
They all
up
need to be
to.
beat.
I'm up to date on that one.
Are you okay? See now.
Yeah.
And I think most people are, so I don't think we need to do too much of a background, but basically what China, or she was caught or involved with another man,
Right.
right?
Not
She had
man,
sent
men,
in a
no.
video
Okay.
saying that she's with this guy, and
Sending a
Rob
message to
basically,
Rob.
right. And he felt stupid because of the fact that he had just spent X amount of dollars on buying her jewelry and car and all this stuff.
Hmm.
Well, I think it was all the plastic surgery that he was involved with her, and then she was going and buying other men jewelry, this other man jewelry and gold and stuff like that. Basically, she was gold digging him and giving money from him to another man, right?
Playing
And then
Robin
she got
Hood.
pregnant for him, right? She having this baby for him, and at the end of the day, that she can be paid for the next 18 years. You know what I mean? It's like she the ultimate gold digger. She became the ultimate Kardashian.
Yeah. And then on top of it, he felt away now. And then he decided that he's going to backlash and starts putting out all her pictures and all these kind of things
Private
out about her.
that she would have sent to him, right? So
Right.
exposing body parts, and which I missed.
Oh, I saw that.
Oh, did you see them all? Because apparently he posted all this stuff in his fit of rage. He went
Yes.
mad and posted all this, and then he was forced to. I think they shut his account down. So I don't know if it was Twitter or Instagram, but they ended up shutting his.
Yeah, but you know that stuff lingers regardless.
Oh, of course.
So I caught the afterplay. I didn't catch it directly from him, but I caught the afterplay from other people.
Okay.
And was seeing a whole bunch of crutch and all these different things. I was like, oh my God. But then she's now trying to say that she doesn't want to put herself out there in that kind of light. And she feels offended. And it's like, girl, you just came off the poll not too long ago. So what is this change? I don't
Number one, yeah. And then
on top of just showing your stuff like 2 seconds ago prior to. So
exactly. Now, people will bring in the whole. Okay, so before that, because I want to touch on something else actually. Now that we said that, but so all this comes out now. He's forced to take it down. She lawyers up, so she's out there speaking about being bullied or cyber bullied and being, her rights being violated. And she's trying to come all cleaned up and looking like a totally different person.
Yeah, they did a different wig change, showed her how she had her long and curly, and then she came with the short bob.
That's it. It looked a little sharper, a little more,
Classy.
Yes, that's the word. But they needed to speak on the verbal part of it. They needed to do a little more work.
Yeah.
What? They needed a little more time. But I mean, she did her best. So coming out and playing, basically, playing the victim in this. But do you guys think she is a victim in any way with him?
No, of course not.
I don't feel
with him, exposing all these private.
Because she already did that before this was out. Like she has body parts exposed from before on a regular day-to-day. Even during her pregnancy, she's exposing herself. So why is it any different because he decides to do it? We've already seen it, my girl.
But in her defense, or to what a part of what I heard her say is, I can do what I want to do and I can release what I want to release, but for someone else to do it now, that's violating my rights and my privacy. And I think she does have a point, because if you share
she doesn't, because she's the one that took them and sent them. Once you take something,
it is that you
release, somebody becomes that person's property.
Yeah, when it is that you release yourself,
if it wasn't known,
it's done. It's a wrap.
Okay. No, good point.
Remember, you've knowingly done something and you sent it to that person, it becomes their property. And now, if you send it recorded it, briefly done it.
But if you send it to someone in confidence now and like believing that
has nothing to do with it. I give you a car in confidence. You take a picture of it. What can I say? You've given me the car, right? Sorry, I've given you the car. You've taken a picture and put on a thing, and you said, "Yo, it's given by me." At the end of the day, what has happened is she took the picture. She willfully sent the picture. So what it comes down, and or videos, and what it comes down to is that now it becomes his property.
See, I don't
Willfully did
know.
it.
And if you send it to them
It doesn't
saying,
matter.
here is something I'm sending you for your eyes only type thing, and there's an understanding, and then you turn around and share
Well,
that.
what understanding? You don't know.
Well,
You can't
unless
interpret
I
my
don't think
understanding.
he said that I'm not gonna share these pictures with anybody else.
No, but if you're sending, listen, if I'm sending a picture to the man that I'm so-called in a relationship with or had a relationship with and have a child with, and because I believe the images that he posted online to scandal her were pictures that she sent when they were on good terms
Right.
to him.
Mhm.
And so when you are sending these images with the understanding that, like, you don't have to say that, because if I send this to my man and say, I
You
don't need to
can't say
say,
that.
I can't say, I don't
Well,
have
you
to
see
say, well,
me?
don't show anybody else. Like, I would expect my man, like, this is between you and I kind of thing,
Yeah.
you know,
That
and
is
then
why
But you
I
gotta
don't
remember
send out
something. What he,
pictures. I don't send
you gotta
me
remember what you
neither.
send. But what you know, what you think, what you interpret, and what it is are three different things. And the fact remains is, it doesn't matter if you send them on good terms now and they get released later, like this has been. The fact remains it's his property now. He can do what the hell he wants with it.
Mm-hmm.
I have to pay for it in some way, some guards for damages. But the fact remains that she has a background of being a stripper, and she has a background of being with multiple stars.
And exposing her
She's
goodies
not
all
going to
the
be getting.
time.
Yeah, she's not going to get away with that because she's already famous. She's
Yeah.
famous for that.
Like I
So
could
it's like
understand.
at the end of the day, she's not going to get compensated for any of that. She could be changing, but how much more detriment to her character, or how much more emotional damages or scars can she obtain when she's done this before? She could be trying to change all
Yep.
she wants. At the end of the day, this is what she's famous for.
Exactly. I agree 100 on that. Because it's not like she's a little quiet church girl to the public. She's the innocent, oh, look at me, Miss Southern Belle kind of thing. And then she has her little freaky side with her man. She's already been known for this. So there's not much damage it could do other than say, oh, we never saw this pic before. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, and I
And the
think,
whole
and
joke
see,
about it,
mhm, go
the whole
ahead.
joke about it is also that she is a known quote unquote gold digger. She goes from celebrity to celebrity doing this stuff for a living. Like she was with Tyga, she was with what I mean, like and then you jump to I mean brother, or what was her name? What was the other one's name that Tyga was seeing, the 18-year-old one or 17-year-old one, the young one they bought the Ferrari for? What was it? What was her name again?
Kylie? No.
Is it that Kylie? He was with
Kylie is the
Tiger was him.
sister that was
Yeah,
with
and you were
Tyga.
with you're Tiger's baby
Tyga.
father, or
Mhm.
I mean baby mother, and then you going with the brother of your baby father.
Well, this
That's like
is
one big
it.
show.
And I don't really think speculating, judgment, whatever you say, I'm human, I am. But I think she got with him to get back at her baby father in the jump. Because being the type of woman that she is, I don't see how it is that she could really want to be with Rob in the first place. I think she saw a perfect opportunity because of the fact that he is a Kardashian
Of
and because of
course.
the fact that her baby father is with his little sister and he is feeling very insecure, lack of confidence, and this and that. So it's easy for her to manipulate him, get in his head, and she happened to get pregnant, which is her perfect lock and key
Hmm.
into his empire.
For the next 18 years.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And beyond, it doesn't change. I mean, that
Well,
baby's
this
a
is it.
Kardashian, right? I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
it's very
that's what.
clear to see the motive, the plan, the plot, everything, and
Mm-hmm.
how it played out. Now, in, I mean, I know you were just speaking about her past and present. I don't know if it's really a past, um, and the fact that because of this, she could not be humiliated or scandaled or hurt by images that she, sexual images, or I don't know, images of her body parts. Can't what kind like the question you guys are saying is what kind of damage can it do, so she doesn't have an argument. Where I I agree on some level, but I disagree with if I send something to someone in confidence and say, this is something that she may still have something that's still, believe it or not public, and that is just going to be between us. And I think if he went ahead and posted those things, which it sounds like he did, because everybody's saying he had this breakdown and all that stuff, and he posted videos and images that were personal and that were just between them to hurt her, he knew what he was doing too. And I think that's wrong. And I think she does, I don't know legally it has an argument, but I think like I don't think just because you publicly shown yourself or you've worked as a stripper or anything like that, I think you could still have things that you reserve just for yourself and your partner who you are intimate with, and share that. And if they share that with the general public, especially on social media, that's a violation of your trust and the understanding you guys have between each other. Now,
morally,
like
yes,
I always say, listen, don't put it out if you don't want. I mean, and this goes back before social media. This was like when people were taking pictures and giving it to their little boyfriends back in the day. Not me. You know what I mean? So it's like once you put something out there, someone has it. And I could never give anybody that much power. You know what I mean? Unless it was taken without my permission or anything like that.
Because especially if you break up, like look at the sex videos and all these things. The next thing you know, you did it with Paul. Paul sent it to Bobby and Luke and Tom and oh no,
Harry.
Right?
No, listen. Yeah, you just got to be smart. And so but it brings up this term, I don't know if you guys have heard it, slut shaming.
Yes. And then we have what's her name in her slut walk, and then she wants to have her coochie out the door and all these things. Yeah, I know. It's like a whole different level.
Listen, I'm just like, okay, they're trying to push this little agenda now and use their whole, like, I've heard the term, it's so annoying, but I get what they're saying. There's even a new show that's coming out that deals with it, a young girl, and she did a little sex tape. It's fictional, based on true stories. And then the young boy shares it, and then this carries, like, this stays with her for years. And so she's blocked from certain circles, or she can't, people who can't participate in certain groups or get jobs because of people coming to the conclusion, that they are a slut, let's say, and so they don't deserve. And it's like, that's where the damage can be done. When people release things,
but not in China's case.
But this is it, and I understand.
Listen, China profited very well from being a quote-unquote slut, and you know what? Well,
this is how she became Black China. Like she already was known as Black China before Rob. And honestly, like, I understand the whole purpose of slut shaming. I understand that it's a real heartbreaking situation and life-changing for some women, some girls. I get it. But these girls are milking it to their core and using it as a reason to be a hoe with an accepted hoe. That's what it is. Permission to be a hoe. That's what it is.
And you gotta remember something. And you gotta remember, it's been willfully done. Not just milking because it's so happening. She made a conscious choice to be a stripper. She made a conscious choice to get pregnant for Tiger, just like she got a conscious choice to get pregnant for Rob and use this to become a millionaire and her fame to become a millionaire. She basically what honestly China is like in fact kind of like my hero. I'm not saying I agree with what they're saying, but she gets Kardashian the Kardashian.
Well,
You know what
See,
Kardashian
I
did to Ray J
don't.
with Ray J is exactly
I.
what she just did with one step further.
This is
mm-hmm.
where okay. Okay. So first of all, I have two things to say about the only thing with this. Now, I'm not a China fan. I can't relate to the lifestyle in any way. Um, but I do believe that you can do things publicly and control it and then have your private life and hope that your private life stay private with the people that you want it to be private with. I don't think just because you have put your body on display in certain ways that it must be put on display. It's now then everybody's right to put it on display whenever, however
Here,
they
see,
want.
But
let's
that
be
is who
realistic
goes too
about it.
far.
I hear no,
No, no,
no, no,
no.
no.
Let me just say
Before
this
you go on,
before I
before you go on,
forget.
before you go on.
No, no. Let
Yeah,
me say this
okay,
before I forget.
okay.
However, if I understand this whole story correctly, where she lost it for me, the right to say that was when she sent images of her and this other man in
Mm-hmm.
bed and wearing Rob's robe and all this good stuff. When she sent that to Rob to bun him, like to get to him, that's when you change the game. And now
Well, that
you're
is how it started in the first place. Because had she not done that
Right.
and just been sleeping with him the couple hours before, there wouldn't be an issue today. So she brought this whole situation on herself, and I don't pity her for that.
right.
Like,
And so that, but this is where I'm saying that's the
But it goes
or
one step
empathize,
further.
I
It
should
goes,
say.
loses the argument to me. It's not so much about her past, like her or her not so distant past. You know what I mean? And I have another point, but I'll let you speak first, Kinetic, on what you're going to say.
okay, I was gonna say everything you're saying fine and dandy to the average Joe and the person that didn't know that this was happening. But let's be real about the situation, or get realistic about the situation. The point that we're all missing here, and it's not been said, is that this Rob Kardashian is part of the Kardashians, which is a public show, and they've made money on and making a mockery out of themselves. If Black China was trying to change her image and trying not to be public with this stuff, and there was no chance of this happening, she would have not gotten with a Kardashian to begin with.
And she got with the
So
Kardashians for more than one reason. She had her ulterior motives, no matter how she tries to pretty it up.
Oh no, and that's super clear. And this is like
Mhm.
this is my second point I want to make. It's super clear because before she dated Rob, she was friends with Kim, if you remember that.
Yes, and they had a
yeah,
little situation, and
Yeah,
then
they were
yeah.
friends, hanging out, taking pictures, and that was going to be her come up. She
Mm-hmm.
didn't get it that way, and
well, her
then
come up was Tiger being impregnated by
no, but
Tiger. That was her come up.
I'm saying
But then for
on
the
another level. I'm
Kardashians,
saying on
mhm.
another level come
Yeah.
up because she's now hanging with it didn't work that way, and I don't know how many heads were involved in this plan. I honestly, as much as people speak about his mom and being a part of this plan and everybody being a part of her having a child and get, I really, really in my heart don't think they, the mother wanted it to go that far for her to have a
Not
child
the
for her
child
son,
thing
her
now.
one and only son.
No,
I don't think
I
that's
Well,
think they would have selected better for her or for
yes.
him altogether.
yeah,
There are a lot of
right.
other young
Yeah,
celebrity girls he could have had a better situation with, but
or
Rob has
young
a
black
lot of issues.
girls, because they love
Yeah,
their black people, but they mash
yeah,
them up
he could
after. Poor
listen, he could
things.
have been with so many other people, but Rob has his own set of problems. He has his insecurities,
She had the game on point to lock him in.
and she exactly, and she knew how to get in there
Manipulate.
and exactly. Now, I don't give her this whole Kardashian. I don't really give her them props because I really don't because look at Rob, honestly. If Rob was like on a level of Kim, but the male version, I could give her props. Rob
Yeah.
has, I don't know the man, but the
Yeah.
little I've seen, he has many issues
Yeah, I
and
couldn't
Yeah,
take that
he was brought
on.
up as a kid
very
in front of the
insecure.
camera. Yeah.
And I mean, you could see it on him physically, you hear it, you see it in his attitude. The boy has issues, okay?
Yeah.
So
I
to
couldn't
get
take
into someone's head like that. That's easy. That's a snap. Like, you didn't have
No,
to
no.
be
What
Black
I'm just
China. You
saying
didn't
is
have
that
no, no, no,
she.
no, 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 no. Let me finish. And the next thing is, I will say, as much as I know this whole thing, this Kardashian thing started with the Ray J sex tape. I was gonna say mixtape, sex tape with Kim. I can't hate on Kim for how it turned, what it turned into, and for them to, if we go back to the beginning, of this whole idea of like a reality TV show, watching a family. This was like brand new when they did this, and then allowing their lives to be put on display, and then everything that came from that, and they have built their fortune. So Kim, I don't see Kim being with the last few men she's been with as depending on them and getting with them for anything other than.
No, it's all been social climb though. Every Humphrey,
No,
Kanye,
and
all of
I
it's
mean
been
the
a social
Humphreys
climb.
thing, I think for Kim specifically, I think she's just a sucker for love, and I think she's easily drawn in and stuff like that. And there are people like that. I think that's what she's about. But guess what? Kim comes with her own money. She comes with her own
yeah.
fame. She is not
Yeah,
with
now,
Kanye for
yeah,
no.
now.
Yeah, but I'm saying we could go back to the last few. I mean, if you want to go back to Ray J, like, and Ray J, I'm sorry, it wasn't really that much to come up off of, okay? Reggie Bush, okay, maybe, but I think she really, if you really look at how she was with Reggie, I think she really was into this guy. I don't think it was about
No,
anything like
Reggie,
that
yeah,
either.
Reggie was shit, but
And then
yeah,
I
she
think
Reggie.
with the Humphreys, I think he wanted something she wanted. She jumped right in like a fool, and it clearly didn't work. And I
Listen,
think
Kim, just like her mother is not. Don't listen.
no,
Kim
listen. I
accidentally
don't
listen.
know
What I'm
these
saying
people,
is
but what I'm
Kim.
saying
No,
is,
no. What
I
I'm
would
saying is
never
like by her
compare
habits.
China to even the little Kylie that was with China's tiger. I mean, Kylie has her little lip brand going. She's making her money. She's up there with
Yeah,
Kim.
but this
You know
all
what I
comes
mean? So
from a mother
it,
that has taken that situation and manipulated and mastermind that whole
exactly.
situation. Look,
There you go.
Kim
And
has
you could say
Kim,
manipulate, or you
Kim.
could
If you give
say
me a sec,
took it to recognized an opportunity and jumped on it. And this is where I'm
no,
kind of
well,
borderline with these
no.
people.
What happened was that you know what what it came down to was this. The Kardashians, period, manipulated the chance situation that they got. The mom got smart, backed them instead of protecting his daughter. Said, "Yo, okay, you're gonna be out there exploited." So she exploited it. They made their money from it. But at the end of the day, don't forget, don't make it saying that Kim is like this victim because she's not. She's just
I
as
don't call her
calculated
a
as her
victim
mother.
at all.
She
I
is
don't
a
think she's a
social.
victim.
She's a social climber, and she used it. She. Sorry. Sorry. Say it again.
I never called Kim a victim. I think she's actually things
No, but you
happen,
said she's
and
a sucker for love, but no,
yes,
Kim
I think she's
is
yeah,
as
she
a social
is.
climber. Kim is a social climber.
She did
What
what
she
she
did
had
was
to do
she
to
took
get
a
where she is
situation.
today.
Yeah, but she took a situation, manipulated it, and was a social climber. And yes, maybe there was love, but let's face it. I'm gonna say it like this. This is just my opinion. I can't talk for anybody else. But and as talented as he is, let's be real. Kanye West, you're gonna get involved with this. Who can fall in love with this narcissistic, you know,
But at the
self
time, he
worshiping
was on his
dude?
A
Like
game.
no, he was on that path. From he hit big time with that college dropout record. He's been on this
Yeah.
narcissistic level. So I don't care what you say. You did not fall in love with Kanye West
I
unless you're
think I
a
think
narcissist
she
yourself.
I think they
No,
connect.
because
I
she was
think they
about to
really
leave it. She was
connect,
about
and
to
I
leave him.
think no, I think they really connect, and I think they do have a legit
No, they are
relationship,
perfect
and
for
I
each
think
other. They are perfect for
exactly.
each other,
And
not
they
because
were,
of
I
love though,
mean,
but
if we
not because
believe
of
the
love.
story, they were friends before, and I honestly buy their relationship. The only one, and
Nah, I don't.
honestly, even Courtney. Courtney's been in her own lane, doing her own thing. She was with her little Scott. She had all her kids.
Yeah,
She got
she's
what
not
she.
a part of them like
I'll tell you the
them.
only one, and this is the one I actually kind of liked initially, but the only one that I actually kind of critique her the hardest is Chloe, because I'm like, Chloe, like, you just jumping from this NBA to that NBA to this NBA to this,
Hmm.
and I'm
She's
just
a
like, what?
junior Kim,
But
Lil
she's
Kim.
not even, because I feel like Kim honestly has and you know what? To some level, her too. But Kim, I think honestly wanted a relation. Like she just wanted to be with someone and settle down, and of course, still make
What? Still
money
getting
off of
naked
every.
and I'm still.
No, but you know
Come
what? And
on,
don't get me
stop
wrong.
this.
Like I'm like, but honestly, you know what? Guess what? She made the tape. Okay, I wasn't a big fan or anything like that, so I don't know the details. But what I do know is they made a tape, her and dude, Ray J, privately. It got leaked somehow. I don't know how these things happen,
It
but
got
it
leaked
got.
like Mimi's.
But listen, it got leaked, and it was a matter of it's out there now. What are you going to do? So what are you going to do? Try to hide and shy away from it? Or if the public starts coming at you and it's like this big sensation and you just kind of get caught up in it. Remember, this is the beginning of social media, the beginning of reality TV, or the midst of early days of reality TV. It's timing. And I say, when I look at Kim Kardashian as a business person, or in this whole world of marketing and media, I think a lot of it was just perfect timing for her.
It
They
was
rolled
strategic.
with it. But they didn't create the situation. They rolled with it. And why
No, they
not?
took advantage of the
Why
situation.
not?
But
And
no,
I'm saying, why
but no,
not?
but here's
And
my
it's
thing.
not as if
But
she
don't.
continued. It's not as if she continued rolling out sex tapes. Okay, and now I'm going to be
But
in the
she did
Playboy
though.
Mansion. No, she
But
didn't.
not
She didn't make her
necessarily. She
name and her
okay.
ultimate
Hold
fame and
on,
money off of
hold
sex.
on, hold on. It wasn't
Initially,
sex tapes, but it was
No,
like
she
she would leave
didn't.
naked pictures of herself. You know what I mean, and things of that nature. So it wasn't
No,
like as if.
she
Of
didn't.
course she did. What I'm not a big Kardashian fan, but even I would.
Recently, she was on
I've
a
seen pictures.
magazine
I've seen
cover.
pictures with her with
yes.
Yes.
naked a
I
couple
recently
times.
she was on a magazine cover, and then there was one where I was like, "Oh Lord, Kim," where she was in the mirror and she took the picture. I saw her explaining that the other day, which she has no explaining to give, but she explained that she had just found out she was pregnant. She was in this of her life, she thought, and she said, "Let me snap a picture before blah blah blah." But I'm like, okay, snap a picture, but does that mean you got to upload it to social media? No.
Well,
But
this is
listen,
my
so yes, but my thing is, I wouldn't do that. I don't get that. I don't get that way of thinking and living, because I wouldn't do it. And I've had some bomb moments when I looked in the mirror and thought, "You look good, girl." but,
yes.
but
You'll
I would
take
No,
never
but you see, you gotta
I
understand
never
how it's
thought
done
I
though.
got to put my body on display
Kim, every
somehow.
no,
But what
but
I'm
you see, every
saying,
time Kim is dipping, she releases some kind of nudity. That's the point. So you
Yes.
don't
but
Like
and
realize
even
that it's
in her
not. It's
selfie
every
booth.
time she's dipping, her celebrity is dipping, her star is dropping. She
you know what?
releases
And
some kind of
we
nudity
think,
picture.
let me tell you, and that's the thing, we as outsiders who are not fans, because I don't think any of us, it doesn't sound like any of us are big fans of Kim Kardashian. I don't follow her, I'm not a fan, but we might think she's dipping because we don't hear stuff. And but she has her fans that keep her up there. Like the other day, I looked at her numbers compared to Beyonce, and I'm like, if you think about this chick has a couple million, I think, less followers than Beyonce. And look at what Beyonce does. She's an entertainer. She's a singer. She has albums out there.
Right.
She goes on tour. She works. Like we could say what Beyonce does for her fame and fortune.
Sex sells.
And Kim, but this is what I'm
Right.
saying. Sex sells, but it's like Kim doesn't just sell. Actually, she's beyond selling sex. It's the people that fully support Kim and buy into her are, you know what the biggest thing about her? They just think she's beautiful. And
Mm-hmm.
they follow
Yeah,
her
but
as
no,
a
yeah, yeah.
beauty icon. And
Listen.
she has the majority of her fans are females. She has a lot of gay fans, like people who are not looking at her in a necessarily a sexual way. And, so this is what I'm saying. Like, this is where I do not compare her fame and fortune to Black China, because Black China,
Black
like,
China and
what
her the
are
same
you
thing.
doing? No, they're so
The thing
not.
is,
They're
the
not.
difference
They're
with
not.
them though
Mm.
is the type of
Yo,
people they are, because of the fact that
yeah.
you're looking at race and you're looking at the
No.
type of level of class between the two.
No, I'm not. I wouldn't even
Or
say
for
No,
me,
all
I'm
it comes
saying
down
in
to Black
general.
China is starting up.
In
Black China is
general.
starting up, whereas you know what, Kim Kardashian's established. She's gotten TV. China's China's actually trying to emulate exactly Kim Kardashian.
No, she's not.
A Kardashian.
No,
Of course
she's
she
not.
did.
No,
She's
she's
got,
I don't
and then
know if
she had her
she's trying to
celebrity.
emulate,
She's going through
but
celebrity.
she's trying
But
to
she's
get
working her way
herself
up.
up
She's
to
still
that
I
doing
don't
level.
think so. I don't think she wants to be. There are a lot of people who would love. I mean, if you look at, there are a lot of hardworking people in the entertainment business who do not have the money or the fame that a Kim Kardashian has, and that's hard to swallow for a lot of
Or
people. They don't
China.
understand. And I
China's
mean,
known, man.
yeah, she's known, but she's not on a Kardashian level. Like she's
But
come
she
on, let's
knows. The only
keep it
difference
real.
that separates
No,
the two is money.
there's a lot of
No,
differences,
no.
honey.
Right now is that
No, you
China
cannot
is
compare
on her
her.
rise.
And
This is
there's,
China's
what
on
I
her
was
rise
saying
in her
and I
before.
don't
silver
think,
prime.
you know
There are
what? And this
different.
is, you guys, okay, and you know what? This is yet to be seen. And I'm watching. I don't know. However, she ain't getting that far. I'll tell you that much. And it's not because she's you know what I'm trying to think, and I don't know why.
She's ratchet,
No,
as they say.
there's a few other strippers, dancers that
Amber Rose.
someone put up, not even
Amber
her,
Rose.
someone put up four of them that said and they're like, who had the biggest come up? And I looked at some of these people, and there have been people over the years who have transitioned. And I mean, I look at a Cardi B, okay, who
Right.
doing her thing, rapping, and I don't know this girl's life necessarily, but I know she started on the pole, or she did her time there, but now she's like, yo, I'm not even on that anymore. She's not dissing anybody who does it, but I see this girl out there trying to rise as an entertainer.
Right.
Signed up for a show, she came off, and she's like, my focus now is to be a rapper and to put music out and to rise as an entertainer, and I have respect for that. And so I don't think just because you start as a stripper, like, you need to be handled and you've given up your right to
and
be
I don't have
respected.
anything against strippers at all. I have female and male friend strippers. They're some of the dopest people. It's just a job. I get it. So I don't have anything to say. But it's just in regards to China.
It's a damn lifestyle. So
right. When it comes to Black China, she has that, for lack of a better word, ghetto stripper, ratchet, whatever you want to say, mentality. And she doesn't have that level of class.
And she doesn't have the personality. You know what it is? She doesn't have the personality. Because you look at a Cardi B who came out with all that, like, look at her too, and how she was carrying on. But you know what? There's something about her that people can like. Honestly, what, like, Black China, like, please tell me anybody who's heard her talk and what about her personality people really like. And there's not much in that area. There's not much. And the people who can relate to her, the people that probably are where she started and saying, okay, let's root for her, because if she can do it, I could do it, kind of thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? And listen, I have nothing against the girl. And you know what? The point is, she has 2 children now, and it's like, as long as, if you take your role as a mother seriously, and you, like, I would never wish for you to fail or anything like that, just to prove anybody wrong or anything like that. Because, and guess what, Rob, you made that decision. You laid with this woman or whatever you did, stood up. I don't know how you did it, but this child is here, and they are going to be taken care of. And if only that money she gets, and she could kick back with these 2 daddies taking care of the children, and she's stress-free, and she has somewhere to live and take care of her kids and for the rest of her life, then more power to her. You know what I mean? Like, she can't lose. You know what I mean? If she at least does that. But I would hope that she would, like, focus on something and come out with something concrete that you can offer the world, not drama, not,
but,
you know what I mean?
But this is what I'm trying to say. I totally agree in the sense that, listen, her come up now. She's trying to get her, Kim Kardashian had a mother that understood how to manipulate the situation and got into this business and didn't necessarily protect her, but she was part of that rise. China, however, is doing this, celebrity
on her own. Because her mom is more ratchet than she is.
Exactly.
Right.
She's there.
But she was a model. She was a pole dancer. She became a model, like a video chick. Then from the video chick, she got with Tyga. Then so she is on her come up looking for opportunity. That's the only difference. Kardashian is not classy. You ever hear her talk? She got with Kanye West.
Kim
No,
Kardashian
I've
is
heard
just
Kim
in a
talk.
different ball
Look, a
game.
real, like, you know,
She
Beyonce
no.
wouldn't even mess with her.
She
Like,
has
come
a
on, like, you
different
know what? There's a
level
reason
of
for that.
class. Let's say
She's
this.
just as ghetto.
I'm not
Kim
judging
Kardashian
anybody's
is just
classiness,
listen.
and I don't think
She
life is
is.
about being classy or not. I don't think that's how I judge people. But you know what? If you have a personality, and I've listened to Kim. I don't know what she's like really behind closed doors,
She
but you know
seems
what?
very airheadish
No, to me,
in some ways.
she comes off as
This is
just
ghetto.
a nice, genuine person. She actually comes off as just a
That ain't
nice,
true.
genuine
She
person.
catty as hell.
Listen, we all have a
Listen,
bit of
the
that
only
in
thing
us.
that the
All
only
women,
thing
we
that
need that in life. So I
the
ain't taking that
only
from no
thing
female.
about
If you
Kim
need to
is that, you
throw
know
the
what,
claws out,
the pre
sometimes you
Kim
do. Now, listen to me. Listen,
the
as
the pre Kim Kardashian, the pre Kim Kardashian, when she didn't have the plastic surgery, yo, that girl was beautiful, and she you know, word up. The post Kim Kardashian with all the makeup and all that stuff. I mean, the plastic surgery, all that stuff, and her attitude, and the fact of me that she even got what just shows you the level of class that she's on.
I don't see why you keep
She's more
saying
of
that
a
because
diva.
Because Kanye
I
West
think
is a
Kanye's a
narcissist.
very
Yeah.
no. I don't. Who? Yeah, he is.
Oh,
I think
brother.
he's a very. I think
Oh
he's an
man.
intelligent man. I think he's a very talented person.
Intelligent what?
And I think they can connect. Yeah, I do. I honestly do. I personally, again, I'm not a fan of him as a person. Like he's not someone on my list that I'd like to meet. But I think he's a dope person. I think she could have done a lot worse. Like I think I don't judge that connection. I actually can see these two
No, they're
together.
perfect for
And
each other.
exactly, and I think he's a good person. That I mean, he's had some other women in his life that they seem like good judge a character as well. Like I don't know. So I don't know about all that. I
Well,
don't
he
I,
was
I
with
think Kim
Amber,
is
wasn't he?
okay. Yeah. And exactly. No. And you know what? I'm not
Black China's just on her come up. She does on a different level than Kim
well, let's
Kardashian
see
would have
her
made it.
come
It's
up and
established.
how far that up is because personally, the way it's happening right now, I don't see it. I don't see the connection unless she comes out. I do not know this young woman, and unless she comes out with this super personality that's hidden or something, and now she can shine on another level. Hey, do you? The other
Mhm.
thing about it, I would never compare her in a way to say, um, even put her in the same category with the Kardashians because I mean, you got to remember they're Hollywood, you know, remember the Kardashian father, lawyer. So they grew up, they were educated, they grew up in a different world. You know what I mean? Then the mother gets with this Jenner dude and then so they've been in a different circle. They've been in a different world, a different life. So but I'm not talking about class level and all that stuff. It's just they come from two different worlds. You know what I mean? So as far as their approach and how they are in life, I'm not comparing them. And I don't think they should be compared. Just like I wouldn't compare to the Kardashians. Like I don't know their life. Like I don't know that
Right.
lifestyle that they had, that that LA, California, Beverly Hills, whatever. And I didn't own a store. You know what I mean? And so I wouldn't put that on China either. Like, but the other part of it where people attack the mother, and now Chris, she's in Europe somewhere or was vacationing, and everybody's on her like, oh, come get your son and come help your son, and you did all this. I'm like, he's a man. I think he's like 30 years old or something like what part of where do people start putting the responsibility on these individuals and not just jumping to this mother like she's is supposed to, like, and I don't think she on her own can make all the decisions. She might suggest something, she might roll with something, but
Mhm.
at the end of the day, all of these individual children of hers have their own mind and they got to sign off on things. They got to make decisions too. So I don't know. Listen, all I know, they're all better off than me financially.
Oh, yes, they are. Beg your money now.
What? So I don't spend too much
But
of
this is just for now. Just for now. It's temporary.
hey, speak it into existence, girl.
Right? Just for now.
But yeah, but
It's just that I honestly think, again, China and Kim are at different levels of the spectrum.
mhm.
And on a whole,
Correct.
they initially both started out with sex. Kim has taken her business to the next levels with whoever has influenced her. I don't know behind the scenes who that may be, but on a business level, she's come very far from having her clothing line, the reality show, and whatever other things, her game, the different things that
Her
she
app,
has.
yeah.
App. China is trying to follow. China had she has her lashes or whatever, some beauty products. She also has she tried the TV show with Rob. I watched that. It was very
I couldn't watch that.
I've seen a couple episodes
Yeah,
and
we kind of checked in, but it was.
yeah. So it's
That's what I
just
was saying. Her person, there was nothing there to grab.
no, she's trying. She was trying.
But my
And
point is
Kim
that
is not the most
she's
interesting
trying to
person,
do Kim.
and Kim is not the most interesting person either. But it was for Kim it's the Kardashians, right?
Yeah.
And it was having all these different personalities under one roof, and
Yeah.
and it was new at the time. Like there was no other family being followed like that. So
No.
it was timing as well. You know what I mean? So a lot of this
Yeah.
and
And now the sister has grown up.
with China, it was a Kardashian thing too. It was still
Right.
produced by the same clique of people, and because Rob was involved. So
Mhm.
yes, China was gonna, she benefited from it, but it wasn't about her. So this is why I can't compare.
And I think the family was also happy to have her come into their family, even though they may not have liked her, because of the fact that there was times that she was able to bring him out of his shell and out of his room and
and I
give
don't
him some light at the end of the tunnel,
True. I think they tried to accept it, but I don't think they would have picked
They
her.
would never have had her as a first pick. No.
They wouldn't have
And then you have Kylie now, who's coming, and she's like the next Lil Kim.
Little
let's
Kim.
say. Because here it is now. She's gotten her butt injections and her lips puckered and all these things and posing off, and she's like Kim part 2. So
yeah,
we'll see how things go for her later on in life. I wish her all the best.
Hey, they don't need my wishes. They're good.
Right?
I wish no hate, not negative on people, but whatever. I'll save my prayers for people who need it. So.
Well, they need their own unique form of prayer, let's say.
There you go. There you go. Well, positive. Yeah. Yeah. So, in other diva news, we got Mariah Carey. There's actually, she's the ultimate diva. No, she is, and she's oh my gosh, she annoys me.
She needs
on
to
another level annoyance. But actually, they're producing I don't know if I think it's a series. I think it's but they're producing a story based on her life, her come up, and yeah. So they're going to be producing the show. She's involved. She's a producer, and one of the interview questions, this is where the little bit I saw, they said, well, how are they going to cast the person who plays the Mariah of the show?
And she has to play herself.
What? No, she can't. But I actually remember Mariah was in she was in a couple of things, including Precious. And she did a pretty good job, remember?
Yeah, she
like
did
when
good.
she was stripped, like no makeup, no diva stuff.
Yeah, she really embraced the role.
She really did. So actually, but I think no, it's going to be a young girl coming up kind of thing. So they're going to cast someone to be in that role, and already I think I see the problem there is like, who is Mariah going to find that?
That's what I'm saying. She'd have to play herself. I remember she did Glitter too. Mm-hmm.
Who could shine like her, but then not outshine her, kind of thing. Like I think.
Well, this is it. She's too diva from what I've heard, and she really needs to eat some humble pie and drink some humble tea, because what I'm hearing is just ridiculous.
And today there's some videos out about her show. I don't know if you saw the clip. Oh my God, Mariah is still so stiff. She just needs, I don't know, and the singing, like the lip syncing, just I mean the singing, she is not there anymore. So it's really sad. And the fact that she's actually going on tour, it starts really soon with Lionel Richie.
But this just goes to show you confidence. You see, when you're confident, nobody can tell you anything. No matter, no matter how shit you are, bad you are, how good you are, it doesn't matter. Nobody can say anything
Right?
to you because this girl is not who she used to be, and she fell off.
Yeah.
Like, I'll even the other day, I think it was Good Morning America or some show, she was supposed to do the national anthem, if I remember correctly. And
Mm.
it was so pitchy. It was like, oh my God, my ears.
Yeah. It's
Like,
sad. Like I don't know. And it's hard to watch because I go back to I remember having a Discman, I think it was. That's what they were called, right? With the discs and playing
mhm.
Mariah Carey's first album
Yeah.
and loving it. Oh my God, that was my album for a minute. And
Yes.
I just think back to that.
Those were the days. Hero.
What?
I used to
Yeah,
sing that at talent shows and everything. Oh,
and then now it's like Mariah, okay, please stop. Just preserve what's
yes.
left and I don't know, just cut it out and stick to I think she doing a Vegas show, like just stick to that and just lay low and
Yeah, she
but
needs
as far as her show, I mean, if it might be an interesting story. I don't know too much.
Well, let's say this. I saw clips. I saw a couple episodes. I really couldn't follow suit with
No,
the whole
I'm
thing.
not talking about that reality show she
But
did.
the reality show in
Oh.
itself, I understand. But the reality show in itself had me like,
Yeah.
so I don't
It
know.
was more of a turn off. Yeah.
Right?
It
I don't
was.
know how much more interesting, I guess, to see the actual show. Like I'm picturing a Lifetime movie. Like, I don't
Yeah.
really see much
Thing
to
yeah.
rave and go
The
on
whole-
about. Like,
Yeah.
she's turned people off of her, and I think the fact that she can't hold the note the way she used to is like God's, like, what do you call it, karma back on
Yeah.
her because of the way she goes on with people. It's just
Like I'm
cool.
taking your voice. The one thing you have, snap.
Right?
Because when you think of some people, like the originals, like the Patti LaBelle and
Yeah, that's my
the
girl. I love her.
and these women when they can still perform to this day
Mm-hmm.
and they have preserved their voices. They've
This is what
it's
I'm
amazing.
saying. All
Yeah.
of Lisa Franklin, she still has it. Shaka
Trust me.
Khan.
Yeah,
And this
yeah,
is because they're humble.
yeah.
And then this one thinks she's just like the hottest thing since the sun. And it's like, my girl, take time. You don't have it like that.
Oh God. Well, I'm interested
Uh-uh.
to see how the clips when people start rolling out clips of the show that she's going to be doing her live show with Lionel Richie. So good luck to them with that. Janet Jackson's back and she's back in the US. I think she's been here for a couple of weeks. I was surprised to hear when they said she took a commercial flight. Like she was on a regular flight.
Really?
Yeah, with her baby, and I was super surprised. I'm like, okay, your man had
But even that just goes to show you the difference.
Aren't they divorced?
exactly.
They got divorced, yeah. Well, I think there's an official.
Oh, they're in the process, right?
The process, yeah. But Mariah would never take a commercial flight. Like they probably have to give her special chairs and
Oh gosh,
things.
cover them and spray things,
right?
clear out the section.
Girl,
I'm
bye.
the only way.
And behind the door.
I'm the only one up here, right? And like,
Yeah.
no.
But Janet is supposed to have a show in September, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
She's
it's
supposed
starting.
to
Her
have a
tour
concert.
is starting. Yep, in September.
So
And
she has that body back, I'm sure.
she's working on it. Apparently, she lost 65 pounds so far. And Janet, that's her thing, eh? If not,
She fluxes back and forth.
He bounces,
I will take off my weight when necessary. Type
That's what
girl.
money and trainers will do for you. Yep.
Right? Get the right chefs chefing it up and doing everything.
Well, this is it.
Yeah, and it's definitely not for the money because she doesn't need to. But I think it's just when it's in your blood, it's just like you need to do it. So
Yeah, it's something.
I've seen her once. I was I went to see her once live here in Toronto, and I was impressed. But I'm not a huge concert person. Like when I actually go, I enjoy myself, but I'm not like I don't get too amped for concerts and stuff. But
Yeah.
she's still out there dancing, and she could put on a and Mariah. Sorry, even though we're not really comparing here, but we are.
I think when it comes contractual agreement that she has to finish her tour that she was paid by Live Nation, right?
Ah, the one that she,
Remember, she had
yes,
to
put on
stop and she got pregnant.
pause.
So
Yes,
it's just
you're
getting
right.
Yeah, that's
to finish
true.
off the contractual agreement. That's all it is.
Because she
But I
doesn't
think
want to last week.
I don't think this will be her last show though. I think she'll be back on for another tour.
Well, I'm sure as
I
long
mean,
as
the
she
money
has the
helps.
body and like, you know, she feels the
Yeah.
momentum to do it. Because when you're passionate about these things, it doesn't matter how old you are. You're going to do it forever as long
Let's
as you
face it,
Yeah.
she's 50 years old. But she's 50-year old. There's only so much of that she can do.
Well,
So she has to
I give
reinvent
her
herself,
props for
right?
having a baby at 50. Lord.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Well, with the dancing part of it, but there are people who are much older than her still touring. But
Mhm.
I mean, look at
It's like,
Cher the
the
other day,
Janet
right?
Jackson that we're expecting, the what was it, Live Generation, what was it,
Rhythm Nation.
Rhythm
Rhythm
Nation, like,
Nation, Lose
what we're used to
Control.
Janet being that person, like, that's gonna change. Like, you know what, like, I mean, there's no way she can be able to jump around the stage and have
And
all that
so
going
you
around her.
people stop expecting that from her. that's the
Yeah,
point there.
exactly.
But you never know. I mean, she could tone it down a bit, but she's gonna give a little something. She'll probably do key. But then she also put out other music, right? Little more chill. But for concert, obviously you want to see more of a performance, right? Unless you're Alicia Keys sitting behind the piano.
Yeah.
But
I haven't really been following her. I've kind of, I listened to her old stuff, let's say that.
okay.
Right.
Yeah. I do
Come
the
on,
throw.
like both Mariah, her, those are soundtracks to our, soundtrack to my, teenage years coming up. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
early adult years. So, I mean, to them, like Mariah and all them, like, Dream Lover, all those tracks, those were like huge tracks to me,
Oh
And
yeah, her
Honey,
Mariah has number ones like crazy. Oh no, she's good in that way. But as far as the
I mean, Janet's still
performance,
queen, but, at the end of the day,
they're just different levels.
but yeah, I mean, being a Jackson and being, doing coming from her time, yeah, totally different. Okay, last thing I want to ask you about this Mayweather McGregor, is that his name? Fight
oh yeah,
that's happening in August, right? End of August. Now,
Mhm.
I thought didn't Mayweather retire and say no more fights and all that good stuff?
Yeah, but maybe he just had to get his ego pumped or the well is running dry because he spends that money
bro,
like water.
Mom,
100
but I
million
think he's
dollars.
smart with his money, though. I don't think his money. I
I
know he's
don't. I haven't really. I don't know.
interest alone. I think on his money should be good.
Listen, $100 million he getting for this fight. I'd fight.
That's
Wow.
big.
And he gonna kick that white boy's ass. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm rooting for him.
Yeah.
I am
Uh-huh.
TMT, but it will be interesting to see. I heard a couple of things and seen a couple of posts on social media in regards to it. But I didn't really follow up. I guess I will sooner to the date. The last I remember is when he fought the other guy. And then they were saying that the other guy should have won and
Yeah.
the whole drama with that.
I think that's already been a couple of years. Time flies, man.
I
But
know.
yeah, this one I was surprised. I don't know. I just saw the promo and they made a stop here in Toronto. I guess last week or so they did a little promo stop, and I was like, did I hear that right? I gotta look it up again. I'm sure it's on Instagram, or online, YouTube with. He had a T-shirt with, I think it's TMT, but it had the Canadian flag kind of etched out in it.
Oh
And
yeah.
he was, but what did he say? Oh my gosh, and I'm messing it up.
What
But
didn't he say?
He was basically saying about Toronto. He's like, I'm in the country of Canada, Toronto.
Yeah.
He was referring to Toronto as the country. And I was like, oh my gosh,
Lord.
no, Mayweather, it's a city, but it's okay. It's okay, honey. But no, and I'm not a big fan of his. But I give respect where respect is due, and that man has done his thing and kept his wits about him,
His title.
and his face structure and all that good stuff, considering all he's done. And
Well,
I
you
don't
see, you
know.
gotta understand though. What people don't realize about Mayweather is that he's a very technical fighter, very good at what he does.
Yeah.
Right.
People, the last
I've
time with
heard.
Pacquiao, he's saying he's running, like the whole idea about being hit and hitting. and
Right.
that's the whole thing about Mayweather. That's why his face is intact.
Right, not
You
getting
know,
hit.
he
I don't.
doesn't get
I
hit.
yeah. I
So at the end of the day, like Mayweather is an excellent technical fighter, and
he
you
is.
know
That's
what?
why I'll give him his
Anybody who
props.
does,
I don't
anybody who
find it
doesn't
to be
understand boxing,
no.
if they want to,
It's not about understanding
yeah.
or not. It's I don't find him to be the couple of fights I've seen. I was not entertained, and but this is what it is. And if you are just about listen, your guy not taking a hit and winning, then that's what he does, and he delivers, and that's what he's supposed to do. And so I don't take away from what he does. It's
Well,
just
no,
like,
that's I wasn't talking
and I
about
don't
you
necessarily have to
necessarily.
see someone. No, but I was one of these people that says that. Like I don't find their fights, his fights, entertaining. And I'm not a big boxing fan, but
Yeah, I'm
I've
not.
watched a few fights, and I'm the type of person that when hits are about to be like we're about to be punched, I look away anyway, and I close my eyes. I cringe. Like I can't stand it. And then
Mm.
once I see if someone's cut and hurt, I can't. I'm like I can't watch it. I'm like, oh my gosh, and I'm one of those people. So it's not that I enjoy the hits, but it's kind of like I want to see more than someone just dodging. But that's what he does, and I mean he's won and he's been successful, and so I don't know if I'll see this one, but I'm sure I'll see it after the fact either. 'Cause I definitely don't pay to watch fights and stuff, but
No. The last fight I heard or anything with him in regards to fighting was a few months ago when they had that stupid fight that was supposed to take place with Chris Brown and Soldier Boy.
oh
And
Lord,
he was supposed to be trading one
yes.
of them. That's the last I've heard up until this point with him
And then
and
they
fighting.
canceled. Yeah.
So I guess that fight didn't happen.
No. I think it was it on Chris Brown's side? I think someone canceled it and they were calling each other out, which was foolishness. I
The
just
whole thing was stupid from the get.
right?
Uh,
But yeah, no, and actually 50 Cent,
50 is an instigator.
but he spoke on it. No, and he said, you know what? With McGregor saying about Mayweather saying to his face, like I think he was like, oh, you're walking around with the backpack, but you can't read or something like that. He said something. And 50's like, nah, that's disrespectful. Like he goes, I can say that, but you can't say that. He's gonna whip your ass. You know what I mean? So he's like, that alone is gonna just motivate Mayweather, and 50 and Mayweather still I don't think are on the best of terms. So but you still gotta call it what it is. You know what I mean? So we'll
Yeah.
see how that goes down. But yeah, well, thank you for joining us tonight, Miss Forever Blessed.
Yes, thank you for having me. It's been
And
a
you gotta
pleasure.
come back.
I definitely will. Just let me know and I'll be
Okay.
there.
All right, Chi.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you could take time out of your busy schedule. So yeah, before we wrap, we'll just remind everybody. Well, thank you everybody for listening. I did post, um, but nobody wanted to talk to us. I guess they just like listening to us.
Yes, that's okay. We can talk. I can talk forever. I
Yeah,
know that.
and actually, no, I'm just noticing. Sorry, people, and I'm refreshing just to notice because I did post the link, but then for some reason it has to be approved, so it might not show up for you guys. But I actually do post it, and
Okay.
nope, now it's up. Anyway, so but you could also leave your comments and whatever else you might want to say on any of our social media. So I'll let you remind the people how they can find you, Forever Blessed.
Yes, you can find me at number 4 EVRBLESD, and that's pretty much all my social handles, social media handles. However, on Facebook, I have a little situation with that, so I had to open a new page. So it's new Forever Bless,
Oh,
but that is a different topic.
really? Oh, we got to talk about
Yeah,
that because did you go through the same thing I went through? They're like, oh, verify all this or
girl, let me tell you, July
yes,
5th, 2016,
yes.
Facebook was shut down. I remember it like yesterday.
Oh,
And it
wow.
was a big surprise to me because like 5 days was my birthday. So it's like I wanted to post a whole bunch of stuff for my birthday and
Oh,
whatever, but that didn't happen. But
right.
anyways, yeah, I had Forever Bless on my Facebook as my name.
Yeah.
And they told me that I had to send in ID.
There we
Now, I
go.
heard that this happened with other people.
I got it.
However,
Yeah,
I feel
this year.
targeted
No.
because it was around the time that Caravana was taking, or no, what was it? The Pride Parade? I don't know. How does it work? Pride, maybe? And there was a I think it was a Pride conversation I was in with a Caucasian person on Facebook, and they were talking about how Black Lives Matter came and interrupted the parade and this, that.
Right.
So I was in speaking my words and my opinion and thoughts and checking people on their own thoughts. And next thing you know, I can't log in. So I don't know if it's ironic that it happened that way or whatever the case is, but from that point moving forward, I haven't been able to get in. I've been trying to send them different things here and there to show proof of ABC, but I just had to open another page. But it's messed up because I know there's a lot of people on there that don't have their real names and whatever have you. And I'm a very private person. Although I shouldn't be working in the industry with certain things like my name, but whatever. Unless it's a government or for a job, I don't give out my real name for anything. Sorry.
Listen, I'm same with you. I mean, I'm close enough. It's out there, but I do believe we're on a whole nother topic, but I do believe in that whole targeted kind of thing because similar story earlier this year. I got a message from Facebook with the same, okay, we need to verify your information and you need to upload ID. And I was like, peace, like you are not getting that from me. Bye to my 5,000 friends. And
well, this is it.
And it sucks because there were people like legit friends and people I was connected with. And then there were a lot of people that I didn't really know, but I had met along the way. And it would have been 10 years or something like that. Yeah, because it was 2007. But the funny thing is, I got a couple of, like through posting with Cake with Kersi, and things would like I would post to my Facebook as well. And then I got a couple of, oh, this video has been reported or something. And I'm like, huh? And so a couple of things were reported, and then all of a sudden I was asked to verify. So I thought that was kind of weird.
Right. But it's really stupid because at the end of the day, they sent me, I guess it's an automatic generated letter where it's like, we need to verify that you are who you are and people can reach you and blah, blah, blah. But at the time, I think I had like just over 2,000 something followers.
Right.
And I was interacting and posting on a regular. So how does this look like someone who's fake? Like,
exactly.
It just doesn't make sense to me. Obviously, people know me if it is that they're tagging me in things that I've been in with them or whatever have you.
Yeah.
So it's like just as a ploy, as far as I'm concerned, for the police and whoever else to contact who and who. Thank God I'm not about that crime life. Exactly. So I really care less.
Right.
But I'm not giving you my government for anything.
No, I don't think it's necessary. Yeah.
Nope. I'm not doing it.
So
hopefully we'll get it back.
I know. No, I consider myself locked out of that, and that's just, it's done, and that's it. But hey, and then Kinetic, remind the people, please. Is he gone? Yes, he is. Oh gosh, but it's iKinetic100, iKinetic100, and he is on Instagram, so that's the best place to follow him. And of course, Cake with Kersi. It's all one word, Cake with Kersi. And yeah, like I said, we're here every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. And you can listen to us on vexradio.com and find our old episodes, including the ones that Forever Bless was on in the early days, and hopefully she'll be back for more. I also wanted to send a shout out to Infinite. He released a new track. I think it's called Rida, and it's a summer. It's a nice, it's like a snippet. I think it's like 30 seconds, 20 seconds that I posted on my Instagram today. But check it out, follow him, and you can see how you can get a hold of the full track, which I think is playing on vexradio.com, where you can listen to the best in hip hop and R&B 24/7. If you do want to request that song or any other of your favorites, you can call 1-877 469-3016. Choose option 2 to request a song. And you can call that same number and choose option 1 to send a shout out. And your shout out will be actually you record it and it'll play sometime during the day. So again, that number is 877-469-3016. And yeah, find the podcast on TuneIn Radio, Stitcher, iTunes, Google Play Music, SoundCloud, and of course YouTube. And yeah, so and follow me also on Twitter, as well as Instagram. So again, it was a blast. Kinetic, you there? We're saying goodnight.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
I lost.
So
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, it's just as usual cut out for some reason, so I had to log back on.
Your
But
camera's on.
iKinetic 100.
Yes. I told the
That's
people.
iKinetic 100.
All right.
iKinetic 100 on Instagram, and yeah, man, thanks for listening. Stay tuned and forever blessed. Been too long. You need to come back on. It was fun.
I know. It was fun. I always have fun with you guys. We have so much to talk about.
Yeah, especially after, I guess, like Caravan, everything's coming up soon. So I'm sure you'll be out there and doing your thing. So we'll maybe connect after that and see what both of you guys did. Kinetic, I guess you're getting some rest, resting up for.
Yeah, actually, believe it or not, I've been chilling out a lot lately.
No, just lately, as in like this week, maybe. This past weekend.
Really, the last couple of weeks, I just been kind of chilling.
Really?
Like we're just, just everything that's going on. We're just on a wait and see right now. It's like,
okay.
Me and my partners, we've done the work.
Yeah.
We're just, man. Like right now, it's just
you might just be out. So, might be out any minute. Just let me know before you go. But okay, but we'll talk. So hopefully you'll still be around next week, Tuesday, and we'll be back same time next week. peopleofxradio.com at 9 p.m. Eastern time, right here. Okay. Have a great night, guys. Thanks again for listening.
Yes, you too.
Bye-bye.